I know the suns are bright, Soz. Listen, with your modelling contracts, after I saw you sitting there with that belt looking all nice in the chair, I was like, yeah, definitely. Our English champion, Dalton Smith. British, sorry. Me and belts. British champion, Dalton Smith. I won't be cutting this out either. The first defence. Got that right, haven't I? Dalton, welcome back to October Red Boxing.
Thank you, pleasure to be back again.
Talk to me about this fight. I think this is going to be a bit of a war, but something that you're not ashamed of getting involved in. I think it's going to be brutal, but to be fair, I'm trying to think of a fight of yours that wasn't brutal. Talk to me.
You know, that's my style. You know, I get in there, I like to have a feel about. I adapt and then I slowly break my opponents down, but you know, I'm in there with a good fighter in Kaisee Benjamin, and yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Preparation for this fight then? I know, like you said, you can get in the ring, you can adapt. Kaisee Benjamin's coming there, he's quite game. Probably didn't say as much as I thought he would at the top table, but whatever, he's keeping it back for the fight. Understandable. Have you had a look at him, and if so, what do you think about his style?
Yeah, of course I've had a look at Kaisee. You know, he's got an awkward style. You know, he's quite elusive. For an elusive style, he does get hit quite a lot. And you know, he moves the head, but he doesn't move the body. You know, and that, you know, but styles make fights, and you know, I'm confident I can break him down. And I think going into the later rounds, you know, I think. You know, I just think the constant pressure, the constant mental battle, you know, I'll slowly break him down over the halfway mark.
You've got that about you. You're clinical in your approach, and I've seen fighters get really disheartened as the rounds go on. I think I've seen that with practically all of your fights that I've watched. Where did that kind of... it's sort of like bullyish, and I mean that in a complimentary way for boxing, but you kind of like bully your opponents until their will gets broken. Where's that come from?
Experience. You know, it's experience. I've done it from a little boy. You know, I know what works, I know what doesn't work. So if I'm in a fight and something's not working, I can adapt. But you know, I always say, like, people go into game plans and stuff. And I always said, Bruce Lee said, be like water. And you know, sometimes you see fighters, they get in there and they try and drill a game plan into the brain too much. And then they get in there and it's completely different, and then they freeze because they've got no other option. You know, so I always approach a fight is I constantly practice shots, what I think will work in the fight. And overall, I just keep to the basics. Because once I get into the ring, you know, I can adapt to anything then. You know, I don't go in... Of course, I go in there with a game plan, but it's like... I don't know the word for it. It's just fluidity. When you get in there, you just got to react on what's coming back at you.
And that is the boxing brain, the IQ that we like to see. Because like you said, you can prepare for an opponent, but they'll come in and they'll do something completely different. So you've still got to be switched on enough to know, okay, then I've got to be able to adapt to their style.
That's it, you know, because you can try certain things what you think's going to, you know, be clinical in the fight, and it's not there, it doesn't work. So you have to try something else, and then then your opponent might figure that out what's working. You've constantly got to be able to adapt, and that's what great fighters do.
Speaking of great fighters, we've obviously got to this stage now, and I'm a rookie when it comes to like purse bids and stuff like that, and I don't mind saying that I know fuck all, because really I know fuck all. Talk to me about the stage that it got to go to purse bids, and why did it go to purse bids? Educate a rookie.
Yeah, I don't actually know how it got to the purse bids. But obviously, I knew he's going to be either Matchroom or Box who won the purse bids, and you know, Box obviously put a big purse bid in for it, and you know, that's the reason why I'm over onto this platform now. So, yeah, you know, it don't make a difference to me as long as there's a ring, there's a fighter, I get to defend my belt, and we get, you know, I win and I get paid. It doesn't make a difference. So, you know, it's a big platform, and I'm happy to be back on here.
Talking about that, obviously you've done Matchroom, because that's where you are as such still, even though you're on the purse bids here, and this is where it always gets confusing. How do you find it, like being with Boxer? How have you found it in comparison to Matchroom? What's it like? Is it just the same kind of game, or is it completely different?
You know, it's just the same process for me. You know, I turn up fight week, I do a press conference, I make weight, and I fight. You know, I'm still fighting in an arena. But you know, I've got a good relationship with Sky. You know, obviously when I was over here with Eddie and stuff, and obviously I'm still a Matchroom fighter, and obviously that's my family there at the minute. So you know, it doesn't really make a difference to me because I get on with both sides.
And the only reason why I'm asking that is because I know that you're coming to the end of it, end of your contract, and possibly looking at options. I'm not asking you to tell me what you're going to do, but I'm asking you as a fighter, what is the most attractive thing to you for a promoter to offer you to say, you know what, I'm going to go with you? What is it?
It's whatever's on the table at the end of the day, but you know, there's been no negotiations or anything. I'm a Matchroom fighter, and that's where I'm at the minute. You know, I've got one job to focus on, and that's Saturday night. You know, come away with the win, and then you know, obviously my team. That's why I've got managers and my team, because you know they deal with all the logistics side of stuff, and you know I'm just here to fight.
And we like that because then you can just concentrate on what you're doing is just to keep winning. It's important to have that strong.
Simple. Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you for a prediction, because sometimes I think you're going to do it early and then it goes on for a bit. You're unpredictable, but we're always guaranteed excitement. So I want you, if you can, and I ain't got a crystal ball, just to give us a little breakdown of how it goes.
You know, I think Kaisee is going to be dangerous for the first couple of rounds. You know, and then you know I'll just do what I always do. I'll adapt and I'll break opponents down. But if it goes 12 rounds, it goes 12 rounds, because you know that's what I prepare for.
We like it. Dalton Smith, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. All the best on Saturday, and I'll be ringside cheering you on.
Perfect. Thank you as always.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.